Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your reading for December. So very interesting, but we will get to these cards here in a moment. I have a question behind each of them, and I'll let you know what that is. I want to start off with an affirmation. Everybody gets an affirmation. However, this one came out for another reading too, so you might want to check your sun, moon, and rising because it might be a double message for you, Gemini, given whatever your moon or rising sign is. Okay, doesn't matter. I'll get to it. Today, I make the conscious choice to engage with the world in an active way. I'll take a new route and talk to strangers. I will smell flowers and pet dogs and maybe walk around barefoot for a while if I'm not inside a 7-Eleven. At the very least, I'll have a day that's slightly more interesting than average, and at the most, I'll have a startling epiphany or make a new friend who will change my life forever. No pressure. And I just want to say that at any moment, our lives can be changed forever, for the good, for the bad even. We never know when those moments are going to happen. So be in the present, be in the now, enjoy everything. And I think that it's an amazing goal to have, to make your life just slightly more interesting than normal. Go and talk to strangers and have fun. And if you find yourself at Walmart, I hope you don't find yourself at Walmart, but if you find yourself at Walmart, just have fun with it. Walmart's actually a very fun place. My brother, a professional cyclist, we used to go there and we would ride bicycles around Walmart. We kind of got kicked out, but it was interesting. So, Gemini, here are your cards. The first card with the question of what energies will be flowing with you this month. We've got the Chariot. So it looks like we've got some movement going on. You might have some choices to make. We'll get into that a little bit more in a moment. Let's move on to card number 2, and this is where you should be focusing your attention this month. We have the Sun, and next we have, but not everything is sunny, because the third card here, which is the 3 of Swords, as what challenges might you face next. And then finally, we have another major arcana cards. It's amazing because tons of major arcana cards are coming out for everybody. It feels like this is a major month for everyone. And this one is the Fool. Is there something you should work towards letting go? And it's really interesting when we have the Fool here, because I feel like she is letting a lot of things go and just being free. And especially when we have the Sun here and something to focus with, like freedom and happiness and joy is something that you need to embrace. And you might have some choices to make. So the Chariot is an energy where we usually have 2 different things. It could be more. It just depends on how complicated your life is. For me, I've got 2 children, and trying to get them going in the same direction is like herding cats. And that's kind of what the Chariot energy is. Like, if I were an Australian Shepherd, I would be very successful at the Chariot card, and you would too. But we're mere humans, so this is moving some things in the right direction. And sometimes it takes finesse to do that. Sometimes it just takes sheer will. And the Chariot is about that, and getting things moving and getting things going. And you might have I'm getting that image of that meme, like, all your ducks in a row, right? That saying. And the meme is like, I don't have my ducks in a row. I don't even know where my ducks are. And then there's a picture of 2 ducks in the back of a police car, and it says, these are my ducks. So, but let's find your ducks. Let's get them going. You have the ability to do this too, by the way, even though sometimes it seems like there's a bunch of chaos. But the Chariot suggests that you do have the power inside of you to master the chaos and to move. And it's really about the choices that you make and how you do it. But it's time to get moving. It's time to get going. And you might have a better idea of where you want to be, which area to move or what choice to make if you think about your end goal. And you don't have to have everything figured out. In fact, the Fool says you don't have to have everything figured out. You don't have to have a complete plan in place. You just have to like pick your target and shoot your arrow, shoot your shot, and move it and get it going. But I feel like the choice that brings you joy, the choice that brings you connection, again, engagement over here, and then we've got people dancing here, is the choice that is for you. I love this Sun card. We've got the Mother, the Maiden, and the Crone. So like generations of people coming together, or somebody who has a different perspective than you as well. What this engagement card doesn't necessarily talk about, although there are other affirmation cards that do, but I'm getting a sense here is like connecting with other people, because somebody, and respecting people for where they are in life, because everybody knows something that you don't know. Everybody can teach you something. Everyone has, everyone has not necessarily the right to be, I mean, they do have the right to be there, but that's not where I'm going at. Is nobody is better than anyone else. We are all here. We're all in this together. Let's join hands and work together kind of feeling here with the Sun. And I feel like that's what you should be focusing on this month. And that might be how you are moving with this Chariot. But both of these are super positive cards. Still, though, we have our challenges, don't we, Gemini? The Three of Swords. So what challenges might we face? The Three of Swords talks about heartbreak. Look at these three swords here. Don't worry about Valentine's Day. It's too early to worry about that. But this feels like a Valentine's Day box. We've got our journal out. We've got our ink spilled. We're not in our bed. Maybe we should be getting a rest. It's raining. Like there's just so much kind of like trying to come in and rain on our parade. And I feel like forgiveness can be a big thing. That might be what's part of that can help you find joy, letting go of negative and intrusive thoughts. This is a Swords card. You are an air energy. You're very cerebral. You have lots of amazing thoughts, but you have also a bunch of thoughts that keep you back, Gemini. You have a lot of, you can have a lot of negative thoughts. You can have a lot of overthinking. And I think the Three of Swords also can lead to a level of anxiety. And at a very root-based level, just getting outside and getting in the sun and getting within nature can really help you with that, as well as journaling. I feel like journaling is always a good option, because it just gets those thoughts out of your mind and onto a piece of paper, and they no longer have to bother you anymore. If you take that one extra step, which I love to take, and burn that piece of paper, because you get, you're like, I'm letting this go. Like it's very symbolic of letting it go. And then I take the ashes and I bury them in the backyard because it's behind me. So I take the very extra step of doing that. And then we've talked about the Fool a little bit. Very great in conjunction with the Chariot, the Sun, and we got the Fool. A lot of freedom energy, a lot of really feeling good, a lot of letting go. And I feel like I love it coming after the Three of Swords, because this is like very heavy negative energy, negative thoughts, and letting it go just feels so light. Even if we haven't even physically changed, right? Because thoughts, we talk about thoughts having weight, and we talk about thoughts being like heavy, but if we have them or we don't have them, we physically weigh the same. But it's a huge shift in energy, and it's a huge shift in feeling here with the Fool to embrace. So it's just letting go of everything that's holding you back, because the only thing holding you back is yourself here, and your inability, or your not really wanting to connect to other people. I feel like connecting to other people can be very good and helpful to you. And then for advice, we have Why, and I kind of want to read from the book on this one, because it's pretty cool. First of all, with the why for you, Gemini, makes so much sense because I said this before, you're so cerebral, you're such a thinker, you're so deep in your thought, you know, this air energy. So why probably comes in a lot for you. We ask a lot of questions, but motives, driving intention, the power of knowing the why. So there is great power in understanding your motives right now. The Oracle asks you to be very clear about why you're asking the question, looking for this answer, behaving in this way, and most important, making this choice. Knowing your why is key to fulfillment. When you are clear about it, your intention will be a magnet for miracles. And who doesn't want that? Motives define your nature of your experience. When you think about something, feel it and then act on it. The invisible why is the life energy within the seed, which brings it to life and holds the potential for growth. I do want to add to the why here because I think we do so many things and we're programmed to do so many things, and it just seems like we're on autopilot. And when we start asking why, that's when we actually pick up the reins of our life. It's very connected to the Chariot card over here, and we start being in the driver's seat of our life. So love that for you, Gemini. And we also have go the distance. So this is a time when you need to finish something. It kind of reminds me of the Knight of Pentacles a little bit, even though the Knight of Pentacles isn't present. Very different imagery. It's interesting that the cheetah is here because I almost feel like people don't expect you to go the distance, Gemini. I think I'm a Gemini and I get this, that you get distracted by shiny things a lot. You get distracted by your thoughts a lot. But this is like, hey, there's something that's really important to you. Buckle down and do it. And maybe people don't expect you. Like I'm not expecting this cheetah. I do expect the cheetah to win a sprint, but when you go the distance, that's a marathon. That's getting up every day. That's doing the same routine every day. Not that your day has to be the exact same every day, but maybe you make your morning the same. Maybe you get up, you do your 15 minutes of yoga, you get something to eat, you get something to drink, you take care of yourself in like, you have your morning rituals, your skincare routine, something like that. And then you can go cause chaos. But, you know, if your goal is that you want to, for instance, change your body, then that 15 minutes of yoga is key. If your goal is that you want to open up a book, like over here in the why, then, you know, do 15 minutes of reading a day. You don't have to like sit down and, or maybe it's a mile walk a day. A few weeks ago, I went on a 5-mile walk. And it really did transform my body, just that 5 miles. But it would have been so much better if I would have broken that up over 5 days or over a week, because then I would have kept at it. Because 5 miles in a day was a little much for me when I haven't been doing anything. But, and this is kind of talking about that, like, okay, I know that you're super motivated to get something done, but if you do everything all at once right now and get like 50% of it done, does it really help you in the long run? No. So you might need to build a routine, which is kind of counter to the Fool, but the Fool is in a position of something you should work towards letting go anyway. And just bring in small things. It doesn't have to be big. It's just small changes over a long period of time. And that's what I have for you, Gemini. I hope that you have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next reading. Thank you.